Because humility is the ingredient for all spiritual blessings. Just like every sin we've seen over these last 2 weeks somewhere has its roots in pride, every blessing of God somewhere has its roots in humility. Humility allows us to see ourselves from God's perspective. It shows us before God as He is, and as pride is behind every conflict we have with other people and all the problems fellowships have with one another, so humility is behind every harmonious human relationship. It's behind every spiritual success, and it's behind joyous fellowship with the Lord. What's the key? Look at verse 10. God says, humble yourselves in the sight of the Lord. I think it's very interesting, the metaphor that the Apostle John uses in the book of Revelation. He says in chapter 4 that part of what we are going to be doing in heaven is casting our crowns. Actually, it's the 24 elders, 12 the Old Testament people of God, 12 the New Testament people of God, merged into 24, representing all the people of God. And what they're doing the whole time is, it says, they're falling on their faces and they're throwing crowns at His feet. Now, where do you think that idea came from? Well, Roman history records for us that in the triumphal procession, that the Roman general that conquered Parthia or Media or the Elamites or whoever they were out getting that week, would bring back all the loot, and then they'd bring the slaves. And this is before all the city of Rome. They'd all cheer and watch. And then the conquered soldiers in chains, all wounded. And then the conquered military leaders. And the last one in front of the general was the king of that nation. They always kept him alive. And he would come in chains and he'd be dragging along behind them. And finally, when they got to the very center of the Roman Forum, this king would fall on his knees. They would hand him his crown back. And he would hobble over in front of that general, and he'd throw the crown at that general's feet, saying, "You have conquered me. My nation submits to you." Do you know what Jesus Christ wants us to do? Verse 10. He wants us to bow before Him and to cast our will and to cast all of our desires and to cast everything we are at His feet and say, "You are my conqueror." I lovingly, not, by the way, the Roman general, as a little extra, would put his hobnail boot on the guy's neck while he was doing it. They really played it up. Jesus puts a nail-scarred hand out to us to receive the crown as we say, "King of my life, I crown thee now. Thine shall the glory be." Is that your attitude this morning? That's how we resist the whispers of Satan. That's the way you have harmony in your home, in your marriage, in your family relationships, at work, in the church. "King of my life, I crown thee now. I submit to you. It's not my way, but your way."